All right, the Gators are under NCAA investigation. I'm just kind of speechless about this right now. The Tampa Bay Times broke this news, and the ESPN following up. Here's from the ESPN article saying that talking about Jaden Rashida, he signed with the Gators in 2020 at the end of 2020, but was later released from his from his national letter of intent after a lucrative after his name, image, and likeness package with an independent collective worth more than $13 million over 4 years fell apart. On Friday, the Tampa Bay Times and Associated Press obtained an NCAA notice of inquiry that was sent to the Gators president Ben Sass, the former Nebraska senator, on June 9th of this year. So it's taken this long to get it. Notifying the school that the NCAA enforcement staff had launched an investigation into the football program. All right, listen. I'm not going to go too hard in the paint here because some of this is a little bit new, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I just don't know. This cannot happen. Like, there's no scenario where this can happen. And this would not happen at Georgia. I don't think right now. Florida State and Florida are both in hot water over NIL deals. The Noles last week got put on 2 years probation from all of this. I think that Florida there's going to be plenty of Florida people on here, to which I say welcome, congratulations for finding the show. But this is just reckless. This is beyond reckless. And if you don't know what you can do, don't do it. And I think that's the part of the situation down there right now. That athletic department is not close to what it used to be. Not even close. Nowhere near. And it starts with the football program, which has been a disaster for the better part of every year, with the exception of a couple since 2013. I mean, it's just been a train wreck. You think about 2012, going to the Sugar Bowl and losing to Louisville, that almost kick-started everything. 13 was a train wreck. 14, 15, 16 was... they got beat by every ranked team they played, if I'm not mistaken. 17, you got McElwain getting fired with some bizarre situation. I don't know what that was about. That was not handled properly at all, probably by McElwain, but whatever. And the exit of Dan Mullen was strange as well, I would say. At least Will Muschamp was just fired. I mean, it wasn't some weird, thing. I don't know. That's not being run well down there at all. I mean, you look at, and people want to say, well, Mike White was going to get fired. Mike White was going to get fired. Then why didn't you fire him? Why did you let him go to your arch rival, who is now turning it around in basketball? Well, we'll see how this season progresses, but Georgia certainly looks like they're moving forward better than the Gators at this point. But this is the sort of stuff that just can't happen in an athletic department. Like, your number one program, the thing that everybody thinks about, eats, breathes, drinks Gator football in Gainesville and for Florida, and you're getting, you don't want the NCAA snooping around at all, and they now are. And let me be as clear as possible about this. Nobody wants. It's never a good thing for the NCAA to be popping around your campus and asking questions, because usually it goes to a place that you don't want to go. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I've done this long enough to know, even as impotent, so to speak, as the NCAA is right now, you do not want them anywhere around your campus. One thing you do want is this Ocean View swivel glider from our friends at EcoPoly. We're going to introduce some new stuff for you. This is the chair that I sit in every single day. I was going to show you the side view, but my wireless goofed up on me, and we'll get that straight soon. But this is an awesome chair, tremendous value. You're going to have it for 20 years because there's a 20-year warranty on it. It's made of completely recycled plastics. You can get the colors that you want. If you're a Gator, that's fine. They can go with this blue right here. So there's others of these chairs that you can switch up the colors on them, two-tone. This is awesome value from our friends at EcoPoly. Check out the link down below today, particularly if you got a new house and you're trying to set that up. But, I think this is, I wouldn't say Florida's at a crossroads. That athletic department needs a new athletic director. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. I mean, you know, hiring Dan Mullen was, to me, a good hire, and it worked. It didn't work one season, and that was it for that, which is like, well, that's bad. But, now you've got Billy Napier, who is essentially renting this football season. There's no insider that I talk to around college football in the SEC or at Georgia thinks that he's going to be around for very long. Um, they just don't buy it, and Florida shouldn't be this bad at sports, like the sports people watch. I mean, basketball obviously went through a transition last year. They're trying to doggy paddle their way towards the middle of the SEC in basketball right now. We're just going to see how that winds up. I don't think that was a horrible hire. But Billy Napier was a bad hire. And, the thing that's complicated right now is you've got Georgia as the best program in the country. I mean, you could say it was Alabama. I'm not saying that now. You want to argue Ohio State? I will listen to that argument. Anyway, let's just say Georgia is one of the top 2, 3, 4 programs in the country, but they're the best right now. That's your arch rival, and they're laying waste to you in football. And we're going to see about the other sports, but Florida should not be this bad, and they are. And I mean, my suspicion is that the next head coach at Florida will be Lane Kiffin. I think that will settle things down for the Gators. I don't think that gets them past Georgia, but I think that gets them wins against Georgia. And I think that, the sloppiness is something you don't see at Alabama or have not seen at Alabama. You don't see it at Georgia. These are the sort, I would say Michigan and Ohio State, but honestly, you see it there. You see it at Michigan for sure. I think people don't really understand totally how the NCAA works. The schools are in charge of the NCAA. The schools can do whatever they want to do. And this is a great example of not doing a very good job of controlling your own house. And because of that, now you've got an organization on your campus that could give you problems. And Florida, generally speaking, plays by the rules. That's the problem, I would say, is there's too much Boy Scout going on down there. That you want to know what's the problem? There's too many Boy Scouts, and they don't know what they're doing. They clearly don't know what they're doing. There's no way you get into this situation. There's just, what are you doing? This is totally a street fight. There are no rules. And yet you're getting the rule committee coming down there to check out every single thing that's going on. And once you open up the books, man, you're in trouble, I tell you the other thing that would bother me is that of the kids transferring from Alabama, none of them, Florida's gotten nothing from Alabama that I've seen. And now this is being recorded on a Saturday in January, so we'll just see. But back in the day, somebody like Caleb Downs, Florida be in the discussion. But, Urban Meyer ain't the head coach down there, as is quite obvious. And, Steve Spurrier basically played by the rules, and he won. Urban didn't, but he won. So, the Florida fans deserve better than this. I mean, they're not. The athletic department down there is not where it needs to be. Ben Sass, if you're the president of an institution and the number one thing that your institution, frankly, is known for is athletics, that is the conduit of marketing. That is the way that you get the word out about your school. And Michigan is a great school. And it benefits them even more by winning the national championship. Georgia is a great school. Florida is a great school. You cannot have your athletics department bringing you down. And negative stuff from athletics, there's not a lot of things that can get a president of a university fired. But mismanagement of athletics is one of those things. And right now, Ben Sass needs to get a hold on everything at the University of Florida. It's way overdue.